Yo, what is good, people, man? It's your boy Persona of Gaming with Persona, host of Mind of a Gamer, host of When Persona Speaks, and a fellow TOA member. And hashtag Mock Boys, you already know. But this is When Persona Speaks episode. What we on? 14? Yeah, we on episode 14, man, and it's really good to be here, man. It's Thursday night. It's God of War Eve. I'm very hyped, very excited. I cannot wait to get my hands on God of War tomorrow and have it pretty much for the whole weekend. That's definitely something that I'm really excited about, and we're gonna talk about that a little bit too. Um, but I know this is kind of impromptu. Um, I was Who was I watching? I was watching Bari. I was watching Bari podcast earlier, and I was going. It's funny because I was going to do a When Persona Speak yesterday, but I fell asleep. I was tired. Like I went to sleep, so I was like, I'm gonna do it tonight. I was watching Bari's the Jay Bari show earlier, and hearing him talk about a lot of things that I wanted to touch on too, especially with the Call of Duty stuff. I really wanted to touch on that type of stuff, so I was like, tonight I'm gonna do a When Persona Speaks, and we definitely gonna dive into a lot of stuff, and we're gonna talk about a few things. Yo, we got RD in the building. Yo, RD, what's good, man? What's good, man? Yo, shout out to everybody that does come through. Make sure you guys, share out the stream, like all that good stuff. Share it out. While I'm thinking about it, let me share out the links real quick. I am on Twitter. I don't want to lose this. I think I'll remember it. Yeah, hold on. I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure that I got so pull up, guys. Episode 14. Let me put the link out on Twitter, just to get folks in here and whatnot. Also, shit, man, while I'm at it, put it out on Facebook. Throw the link out everywhere, just so that everybody has a way to hear the gospel, man. Hear the gospel, hear the word. You feel me? Um, but yeah, we got a lot to talk about today, man. It's a lot that I want to touch on. Um, I think we're gonna have a Mind of a Gamer this weekend. I'm not too sure. Only reason why I say that is because there is a lot. It's a lot I'm trying to do, man. We got this J Cole album coming out this tomorrow. God of War comes out tomorrow. My new PS4 Pro comes tomorrow, so I'm gonna be setting that up, and I'm gonna be really. I know I'm really gonna be immersed in God of War. Like I've been fiending for this game all week. Uh, I don't know. Like I really want to play this game. So, this might have to be a rest week. But none of doubt. Yo, we got Red Infamy in the building. Yo, Red, if you're trying to come through, let me know. I'll send you the link real quick because I know I wanted to get you on a show. Um, Let me know if you're trying to come through. But what I want to talk about first. So yeah, I sent the links out. So pretty much where I want to start is I really want to start this off because this week we had lost, the gaming community. We lost somebody that was very popular, especially very popular within the Xbox community. We lost Xbox Addict. Rest in peace to him, man. My condolences to his family. Um, you know, Prayers and prayers to his family, making sure that they get through this. Um, I know it's tough dealing with death and whatnot. Hold on, let me hold on. Hold on. I'll send the link there. Yo, check your Twitter, Red. Yeah, so I know dealing with death and things like that. Those things are definitely really hard to uh deal with, especially when it's sudden, or especially when it's sudden, but also kind of when and things like that. It definitely is hard, just period. So again, rest in peace to him, and my condolences to him and his family. Now, this week, earlier this week, I think it was either yesterday. It was either yesterday or Tuesday. I know that there was a tweet that came out, and someone who was, I think it was Kid Smooth, retweeted something either from Phil Spencer or someone like that, and someone underneath Kid Smooth's tweet was like, "Oh, well, rest in peace to him. He's now." It pretty much was a fanboy tweet talking about, he's gone, just like the Xbox and all. It was just like some real crazy rabbit fanboy shit, and it, immediately, his name was what, PSN Nation X or some shit like that. I don't know, some weird shit. And immediately, you got guys that was like, oh well, this is what the PlayStation community is like. They were immediately trying to put it in a trying to make it like an Xbox versus PlayStation thing. And to be fair, the person that made this tweet obviously started that narrative, but it later got discovered that it was like someone posing as a PlayStation person to start ruckus within the community and things like that. My thing is this: I'm not making no type of excuses for anybody. You can be a PC guy, Xbox guy, Nintendo, whoever you are. There's no excuses for that level of disrespect when it comes to people, when it comes to dealing with death and those types of things. Putting not being able to put the fanboy shit, the console war shit to the side. Don't get me wrong, I have a preference just like everybody else. We all love different things. We all love, what we love. But never would my preference for a console allow my judgment to not sympathize with, someone that's dealing with a death in a family or something like that, just because they like Xbox or just because whatever. It's never, I've said this time and time again. The console wars are never, ever that serious to the point where we got, dudes disrespecting the dead. That's definitely something that, I don't condone. The people that I run with, I know damn sure they don't condone that. And, to whoever did this, man, you pretty much a scum. That's some real scummy shit to do. Yo, Garuda, what's good, bro, man? Appreciate you coming through. That's some real like scummy shit to do, just for the simple fact, yo, again, I love the consoles. The debates, all that stuff is fun. Like let's not get it twisted. But yo, there's a time and a place for that type of stuff. There really is a time and a place for that. And in that type of situation, in that type of setting, that's not something that you're supposed to really push to the forefront when you got people dealing with death. Like, come on, man. Like that's like talking about someone's mother. Like, you're not, like, there's certain rules, man code, codes of the community and things like that. It's a lot of unspoken rules that people are supposed to know. And I get that, this is the internet. So when you're dealing with the internet, you get a lot of brave people out here that, they feel like, they Superman, they could say whatever, they could do whatever because, they behind the screen. There is no accountability when you on the internet. I get that. But at the same time, when dealing with, especially if you're an adult, when you're an adult man or an adult woman, when you're an adult, there's certain things, there's certain rules, there's certain things that you're supposed to operate within when it comes to dealing with people, period. That, like, on the internet or in real life, it's just shit that you're supposed to respect. You feel me? Especially when it's just someone that, again, someone that passed away. So when I seen this, man, my blood was boiling. I'm like, yo, like, what the fuck? Especially me being someone that's dealt with, deaths in my family and know what that's like and know what it's like to go through shit like that. It's like, yo, man, like, what are we doing? How did we get here? It's just like, the dudes that, I remember, when was this? I think this was like a year, 2 years ago. Like 2 years. It was about 2 years ago. I had dudes, jocking me, man, like, stealing my pictures and memeing me and making fun of me and following me to different groups and trolling my YouTube and like it's just a lot of weirdo shit. You feel me? Like it's a lot of weird people out here in the community. But it's crazy how weird people get, especially when you're dealing with adults. You know, like dudes that was memeing my pics and stuff like that. These dudes are older than me. I mean, I'm 26 right now. You feel me? 2 years ago, I was what, 24? You know, these dudes is like in their 30s. You feel me? You know, memeing me or you know, memeing. I know they was dealing with. I know they was making fun of Mr. Official and his family and memeing his family's pictures and his kids. And I know Mr. Stealth, they was doing it with him and they did it with Bari. And you know, and it's just like, yo, like, you know, when it comes to the console war, you know, it's 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 like a guilty pleasure, you know, because on one hand, you know and you understand that, you know, this is something that you you know you like when it comes to, you know, debating and, you know, making fun of the consoles. Like, even though you making fun of the consoles, it never comes from a malicious place. Like, especially me, I'll speak for myself because again, I can't speak for everybody else. You know, when I'm making fun of Xbox or whatever, or when I'm making fun of whatever, it's never from a malicious place where I'm like, it's like some real like where it holds like a lot of malice. Like I'm angry. Like, nah, it's always some jokes, you know, like, you know, we make, you know, the Mog Boys, whenever Sea of Thieves come up, I always say, you know, it's got a face but no body, you know, talking about the Kraken. We cracking jokes, you know, that like that's a joke, you know, we know, I mean, it's there, we know it's there. So it's like, you know, you can't avoid that, but it's just jokes. You feel me? It never leaves the realm of gaming. You feel me? Especially when I'm joking. When I'm joking around or when I'm, you know, debating people, it never leaves the realm of gaming because it's not more important than what we're talking about. If I'm losing in a debate or if I'm debating somebody, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, well, I'm losing a debate, so let me steal this person's pictures, or I'm losing a debate, so let me start, you know, violating this person and trying to, like, you know, bring them down because I'm losing a debate or because they like a specific console. Never, never have I been that type of person. And, you know, dealing with social media, especially this generation, I think a lot of this really was brought to the forefront this generation, where, you know, social media is really intertwined into a lot of our lives. So, you know, you interact with more people, you know, you meet new people, you know, albeit online. So when you're dealing with meeting with new people, you know, everybody comes from different walks of life. So a lot of the times you're not, you know, the way you expect people to act isn't always going to be how they act. You know, you're not going to expect people to give you the same type of courtesy or the same type of respect. And granted, again, it's the internet. So it's like, you know, you kind of like, okay, it's the internet. So, you know, people aren't really obligated to give respect, but it's like when you're dealing with adults, when you're dealing with people, you know, that respect is kind of, you know, you're supposed to kind of be like, all right, well, you know, regardless if what he likes isn't what I like, I'm not going to sit there and shit on the person and you know, talk about their wife and their kids and or make fun of them. And, you know, no, we're going to keep it in the realm of gaming. You know, if you're not playing games, I'm going to expose that, obviously. But, you know, that's as far as it goes from me, you know. But a lot of people don't know what it's like to have restraint because, again, we're online. But again, dealing with this whole situation with you know, Xbox Addict and these dudes making fun of it and, you know, disrespecting him and disrespecting his family. Like, yo, that shit ain't cool, man. Like dudes, y'all gotta chill. You know, some of you fanboys, y'all are beyond me. Is really on some next level shit. Yo, we got Mr. Official VG in the building. What is good, bro? But yeah, again, rest in peace to Xbox Addict. You know, my condolences to his family. And guys, come on, like you know, let's have some respect, show some respect, please. But moving on, God of War. God of War is I know there's probably people out here that's just sick of God of War being talked about. I'm kind of one of them. Just because, you know, I've seen so many God of War what if videos. I've seen all of the interviews with Corey Barlog and the team, and I'm not saying those are bad. I'm not, I love watching those. Um, it's it's a lot of videos, man. It's streams. Like I'm trying to do media blackout right now, where I'm trying to not look at Twitch. I'm trying to stay away from YouTube because there's streams up on there. There's people's posting spoilers of they're posting up boss fights and shit, and it's bad right now on online. And normally I'm good with this type of stuff when it comes to spoilers and stuff like that, just because I'm very disciplined when it comes to dealing with spoilers, where I won't look. But for God of War, for a game of this magnitude, I want the game so bad that like my hype levels and my restraint is dwindling, and uh, it's hard. I won't lie, man. I've seen like streams and a couple people that I follow on the regular. I know they've been streaming, and I'm just like, I'm looking at them doing like unboxings, and I'm just like, oh my god, I just want the game. So all today I've been on like media blackout. You know, a couple people in the group I'm in, they were spoiling shit, and I'm just like, yo, do we not like? And that's the thing that I kind of have an issue with too. And we're gonna get Mog Boy's opinions on it this weekend, but I just want to touch on it real quick. Like whatever happened to the common courtesy or the respect of not posting spoilers. Whatever happened to that? Like especially if you get games that are before street date, play the game. Obviously, play the game, enjoy the game, whatever. But most gamers know, like, if I got a game early, I don't want to spoil it for other people. But it's just like that with anime, with movies and shit. Like it's like people don't have restraint. Like, dude, I get it. You got the game a week early, you got the game a couple days early, you're playing it, you're enjoying it, you got it before, it's haha, whatever. But I'm like, yo, like, why you gotta spoil it for everybody? Like, are you that shitty of a person to do that? Like, I don't know. Like, are you that shitty? Like, are people that shitty when it comes to spoilers? I was asking myself that today, because I'm just like, people are like, why? Like, why even post the video knowing the game's not out? You're doing that. You're consciously doing that, knowing that people don't have the game. Why? And then the second part is, why even? How do I say this? Why even? I don't know, like shit like that. Like, especially, I don't know. I guess because it's God of War, and God of War, I love God of War a lot. I love the series a lot. So this game is really special, for me. So it's like with God of War, like that's something that you kind of want for yourself. You feel me? That's something that you want PlayStation gamers to experience for themselves. Like, even if someone's like, yo, spoil the game for me, I don't care. It's like, yo, nah, man, this is something that you got to play for yourself. That's why I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to stream the game. I was watching Sick Humor. Shout out to Sick Humor. I was watching him. I was watching Jay Barry's channel. And I was seeing all the streams that were already up, right? And I'm saying to myself, there's tons of people watching this game right now. There's tons of people, being spoiled. A lot of people that's probably watching it, and then they're like, well, I watched the whole game, I'm not going to play it, or I don't need to buy it anymore because I've seen the whole story. And I'm like, I don't want to contribute to that. I don't want to be someone that contributes to that, just because I feel God of War is one of those games that if you are a PlayStation owner, I feel all PlayStation owners need to experience this game. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, Persona, how can you say that, Persona? You didn't even play the game yet. What are you even talking about? I mean, true. Very true. But That's all the more reason why I want to experience it for myself, just so that I can know what it's like to play the game on my console. I feel everybody else, I would hope everybody else would feel the same way. The ones that's watching the gameplay. I mean, clearly not. There's going to be there's going to be people that's obviously not going to buy the game for whatever reason. Oh, it's single player only, or it's I don't like God of War, or whatever the case may be, which is fine. If you're one of those people that don't like God of War, but you're still watching the gameplay, it's like that's kind of, you don't like God of War. You don't like how the game looks, but you're watching the stream. That doesn't make sense. I seen a stream in my subscription box about it too, but I'm good. I'll deal with it when I play it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I've been real careful about going on YouTube, going on Twitter, like scrolling through Twitter and stuff like that. I'm very careful. Even Facebook, like some of the groups, I'm real mindful of what I'm posting. I mean, what I'm looking at in these groups. And that brings me to another thing. When it comes to experiences being more important than opinions or watching a stream. And this is gonna sound funny because I'm someone that likes to stream a lot. I like to stream games because I do like to share my experiences with the world, but I'm not streaming games with the intent of, oh, well, I know people aren't going to buy the game, so let me stream it so people can see it. That's never my intent. I always stream games with the mindset of just sharing my experience. But I always, because when I'm streaming games, I know I get people that come and ask, oh, well, Persona, how's the game? How you like the game? Should I pick it up? In that regard, I would obviously give my opinion based upon, or give them my experience with the game. Like, oh, I like these bosses. I don't like this. I like this. That. Da, 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 da. And they make the decision off that. But I would still say, even watching a game or watching someone playing a game isn't enough, or doesn't do a lot of games any good service, honestly. I mean, some people see the game and they're like, oh, I can't wait to get this. And I'm not talking about like, if you're watching like E3 and you're watching gameplay and shit like that, that's different. I'm talking like full-on streams of the game. And you've got some people that'll watch the whole, like they'll watch the stream of the game from start to finish and watch the whole story. And then, they'll go review the game, or they'll be in a debate, on the Facebook or Twitter, talking about the game as if they played it and they haven't. Again, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but experiences always outweigh an opinion. You feel me? If I played a game, right, and then John over there didn't play the game, but he watched the whole game from start to finish, who are you going to go to for an opinion of the game, or for a synopsis, or for advice about the game? Someone that watched it or somebody played it? You want somebody that's experienced the game, the mechanics, and know how the game works, right? The same applies here. When it comes to the games that you playing and the games that you streaming and stuff like that, you got a lot of people out here, and it's more than what people think. That's the crazy thing. And even with like, I even didn't think it was that much until like maybe like a year or two ago, where I saw people like giving reviews of games they never played, but they watched the stream. I remember I forgot what game it was, but it was a game that came out. It was a PlayStation 4 game too, ironically, right? And I know someone, like, I was debating, we was like, it was a debate going on about games or whatever, and a specific game came up, and someone said the game was trash, right? So I'm like, yo, so did you play the game, right? And it was like, I watched the stream. He said, I watched the stream, and I'm like, so then how can you call a game trash that you never played? And they're like, oh, well, from what I watched in the stream, it's trash. And I'm like, well, I played the game, and the game is dope. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. What? Those type of people exist, and it's crazy because there's more people like that than what a lot of people may believe, or what a lot of people may think are around. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, and I'm thinking, and I'm like, I don't want to stream God of War and give away that experience for free. I mean, and obviously, there's a lot of people out there streaming, so they're gonna get their experience from somewhere. But that's one game that I don't want to give the experience away for free. I feel God of War is a game that a lot of people should go out and play, and a lot of people should go out and experience for themselves and come up with their own, opinion of the game. That's really what I feel. And I feel, honestly, I feel like that with every game. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really do feel like that with every game. But I know that there's a lot of I know that people pockets ain't deep. People don't have a lot of disposable income. People don't whatever the case may be. I don't have this console, so I can't buy a game. I get that. That's fair. Okay, I understand that. But there's still a large demographic of people that do have the game. I mean, that do have the console or do have the means of picking up the game or picking up the console. I mean, PlayStation's what, 250 bucks, $200, 250. Your phone costs more than that. you know. And if you're not doing the zero down when you jump your phone at the store, you're pretty much paying the price of a PlayStation. Anyway, I mean, again, everybody comes from different walks of life, so you can judge everybody. But I know there's a large portion of people. It's the same thing with Spider-Man. I'll use Spider-Man for an example. You had a lot of people, and I talked about this before. You had a lot of people that were mad that Spider-Man wasn't coming to Xbox, but they have a PlayStation. Oh, I'm mad Spider-Man's not multiplat, even though I have all the consoles. It's that type of logic where people are like, they have the means of buying these consoles or buying these games, but they won't. They'll say, "Oh, I'm not buying, a PlayStation for one game," or they'll say, "What's another one they like to say? Oh, well, PlayStation doesn't have anything that really interests me, right?" That's what people, that one people love to say that, and that shit fucks with my head because I'm like, PlayStation 4 has been out for, I want to say, give or take, 4 years, 5 years, going on 5 years. One thing that like really boggles my mind is just the fact that people still say shit like that. Shit like that like blows my mind because I'm just like, nothing on PlayStation interests you? Nothing at all? Like nothing? And then it's like when a game does come out like God of War, dudes are like, "Oh, well, God of War is interesting, but it's still not enough for me to buy a PlayStation." And I'm just like, dude, what? You're like, I don't know, shit like that like blows my mind because I'm like, I can't sit here and believe that of all the games that have released on PlayStation, nothing interests you. Sorry, I had to cough. Yo, Chris Cobra in the building. PlayStation had nothing interesting to play. Where are these people from? Yo, Chris, this is what I'm saying, bruh. Where are these people? Where do these people come from? Because when I look at PlayStation or even Xbox for that matter, again, as much as I love PlayStation, as much as PlayStation is my preference, Xbox had games that I was interested in. Sunset Overdrive, Quantum Break, Scalebound, Cuphead, Gears of War 4, Ori and the Blind Forest, Ori and the Blind Forest 2, Recore. I can name games on these consoles that interest me. If I'm talking about Nintendo, Mario, Zelda, Kirby, Metroid, Pokemon. I'm trying to think of another one. Smash. I can name games on these consoles that interest me. And again, everybody's interest is different, but it's like I really find it hard to believe that no game on a console outside of your preference interests you. I don't believe that. I feel these type of people are the ones that'll, you know, they'll fake the funk, you know, like they'll be on Twitter, oh well, you know, fuck God of War. God of War looks like Rise. Like, yo, actually, there we go. A lot of people say God of War looks like Rise, but God of War is trash, but Rise is good. That people, that's the logic people use. And yo, it was a couple people that was saying that too, that God of War was a Rise clone. You know, it's at the camera like Rise and all this other shit, whatever, right? And so if Rise is a good game, supposedly, that means that if God of War, quote unquote, stole from Rise, wouldn't God of War in turn be the good game as well? Especially if it got higher scores than Rise, wouldn't that mean that God of War is the better game? Right? I'm saying though, like if we're using that logic, yo, I just need to listen to this podcast while I do some home improvement stuff. Yo, Goku, what's good, bro? Appreciate you coming through, man. Regardless, I only have 4 of my Xbox. I only have 4 from my Xbox, but only completed Rise, and God of War doesn't have that God of War look to me. That's fair. That's fine. I know there's a lot of people, especially a lot of people that are used to the old God of Wars, that adjustment. A lot of you guys are going through that adjustment phase when it comes to this new God of War, which, you know, I understand, but I'm still gonna give this God of War a try just because it looks like they made a lot of good improvements to the game. Like they pushed the game forward. It does really look like they did that, which when it comes to reboots or where it comes to, you know, sequels or whatever the case may be, or whenever people try to change things with games, a lot of the times they end up changing too much and it ends up being a worse experience than what the previous games were. Or, you know, it's some of the changes are good, but then it's like you'd still rather have the old, you know. With this God of War, I don't think it's like that. I don't think it's gonna be along the lines of, you know, oh well, you know, I don't really like the changes, or the changes is too much. I really do think that the changes are gonna be, at least for me, I'll speak for myself. I do think that the changes will be welcome changes. Uh, definitely good changes that that I'm definitely excited for. I'm excited to experience. God of War, what is it, 8:30? So what is that? 8. It's a couple hours. Well, for me, it's gonna be all the way into. I'm not gonna have mine because I didn't buy it digital. Because I didn't want to triple dip on the game like that. Because I've got the collector's edition, I've got the PS4 Pro and all that coming. So I didn't want to buy it the digital as well and have all those copies of the game. So I was like, you know what? I'll just buy the collectors and the PS4 Pro. So that's what I'll do. That's what I got. It's, you know, to be here tomorrow in the afternoon. So that's when I'll be able to play it. But, you know, to everybody else that's playing the game, you know, playing it now or playing it tonight, you know, I will be hating. That's for sure. But I'm also happy for you. That took a lot out of me. But only buying physical. Hopefully I'll be able to play it tonight. We'll see. You know, hopefully, Mr. Official, you know, you'll be able to play it tonight. You know, hopefully. Only buying the physical. Yeah, I'm only doing physical with this one. Again, just because I got the two copies that's coming. But moving on. Where are we at? Okay. So this news is let me go to the article too now, matter of fact. So Call of Duty Black Ops 4 won't have, supposedly, allegedly, I think this is confirmed. Yeah, I think it's pretty much confirmed that there won't be a traditional campaign or single player campaign in the game for Black Ops 4. It will instead focus on zombies and multiplayer. And apparently one of the new multiplayer styles or modes that they'll be adding is battle royale. That's something that they're looking at. Uh this with this whole Black Ops 4 stuff, this is kind of like a double-edged sword for me. Or I wouldn't even say for me. I would say it's kind of a double-edged sword, period. Just because this kind of confirms because once this news came out, there was a lot of people that were very upset about this, and there was a lot of people very upset at the fact that it that there was going to be a campaign in the game, but also wondering if the game is still going to be $60, because there's a lot of people that were there was a lot of people that were saying, I saw that there was a lot of people that were saying they're not picking up the game now because there's no campaign. And when it's something like this, especially with Call of Duty, I've been playing the CODs for very, very, very long time. I started, especially with the multiplayer CODs, I've started with the first one, with in COD 4, Modern Warfare Original. That's the one that kind of started at. But with Call of Duty and the campaigns, I've played through a lot of them. Of the ones I didn't play through, I did play through Black Ops 3. I didn't play Infinite Warfare, Advanced Warfare. I did play a little bit of Ghost. I didn't play any of World War II's campaign. But seeing a lot of people up in arms about there not being a campaign in the game really did kind of, open my eyes to how important single player games are, or how much more important single player games are as opposed to multiplayer games. And I was thinking about this the other day, because, you have a certain demographic of people that, they praise multiplayer games as being more important than single player games, and putting that, that multiplayer games have more replay value, right? But then when you look at a lot of the most popular multiplayer games today, a lot of the most popular multiplayer games are free. Fortnite's free. Fortnite arguably is the most popular multiplayer game out right now. And then comes COD. Obviously, COD, you're paying $60, but with COD, you're getting more than just a multiplayer experience. With Fortnite, you really just only getting, with the Battle Royale, I'll say, Fortnite Battle Royale, which is free, that free portion, which is what most people are playing, that's free. That's free. And they update that all the time. It's got a huge, massive following right now. It's big. It's big as far as Fortnite. So when you look at games like Fortnite, and then you look back at games like Call of Duty, as much as I love Call of Duty, you really have to ask yourself how important, I won't say how important it is, how much worth are we really putting on multiplayer? How much is someone really willing to spend for a multiplayer experience, especially when you got games like Fortnite that are free? You got games like DC Universe Online that are free. You got games like Warframe that are free. These games are free, and they have thriving communities where you can play with your friends for free. So when I hear people, put multiplayer above single player games, I'm like, well, how much are you willing to spend for that multiplayer experience? Because clearly Call of Duty or Activision's listening to somebody when it comes to multiplayer. And they're thinking that, don't you post no spoilers, damn it. Oh, wait, it's a hangout. Carry on. Yo, Sarge, what's good, bro? Appreciate you coming through, man. When you hear or see people talking about multiplayer and they put it in the, as high of a regard as they do, and a lot of the times they'll put it above single player, you never really see single player games, single player only games, people really complaining about spending 60 on those. I don't see people complaining about spending $60 on God of War, a single player only game. But you see people complaining about spending $60 on a multiplayer based game like Call of Duty. if it's only going to be multiplayer. That's that. I find that funny, and I was thinking about the other day, and I'm like, single player games really are very important, and albeit more important than multiplayer games in some regards. And this whole Call of Duty fiasco proves that. This proves that if people aren't willing to spend $60 on multiplayer zombies, multiplayer, PvP games like Call of Duty without a single player game, they want it to be cheaper. That goes to show how important multiplayer games really are on a spectrum when it comes to games. There's no, you got to have the single player with, you have to have the single player with it. And again, I'm someone like, especially when it comes to Call of Duty, yo, we got Choco in the building. Miss Choco, how are you doing tonight? Appreciate you coming through. When and I'll use myself for an example, because as much as I put single player games above multiplayer games all the time. I always say single player games to me are still more, as much as I love shooters, as much as I love multiplayer games, I love these games with a huge passion. Trust me, I do. But I still would put single player games above all that. Single player games, RPGs, whatever, above that, just because that's what I grew up on, and that's what I feel takes more it takes more time. It's more creativity going into creating a story, a single player experience. That takes time, that takes creativity. You gotta have the voice actors, you gotta have create a story, a cohesive story at that. You have to make it engaging. You gotta have to make sense. If you're thinking about doing sequels, you gotta make sure everything lines up. And there's a lot of things that go into making a single player game. And that's why single player games will always remain king. And that's why spending $60 for a single player only game, I don't have a problem with that. Now, when it comes to this whole, Call of Duty campaign fiasco, Activision is out of their mind. If this turns out to be true, and if Activision really does push a Call of Duty without a campaign, we may see some of the lowest Call of Duty sales we've seen in years. Because and believe me, I'm shocked myself. But a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing on Twitter, on Facebook, about people saying they're not picking up the game because there's no campaign, yo, I'm like, damn, there are a lot of people that really play the campaign. And me, I don't really, I'm not going to say I don't care about the campaigns, because I do care about the campaigns and I care about them being in the game. But for me, I play COD for the multiplayer. Really, that's really like my focus with the game is the multiplayer. I do touch the single player at some point. It's never like out the gate. Most of the times out the gate, I'm playing the multiplayer, but I do always tend to get to the single player of the game eventually. Like now that I'm max prestige on World War II, I can jump into the single player, play it a little bit or whatever, which I do plan to do. But when it comes to Call of Duty and them not adding adding a single player game, a single player campaign in this new COD, I have to ask myself, who are they listening to? Like who greenlit this? Yo, Sarge, single player first. Yeah, no doubt. Hey, I respect that, man. I respect that wholeheartedly, man. For those that do play single player first, I respect y'all wholeheartedly. But I do have to, I like, it really does make me wonder, like, who greenlit this? Just for the simple fact, like, you can't have a COD with no single player. Like, thinking of, like, hearing that is just unfathomable. You feel me? So, when you got shit like this happening, especially if they're saying they're going to charge $60, yo, man, I may even be looking at it like, you dudes, you guys got to go back to the drawing board on this. This is one that Activision, I don't think you're going to be able to. The name Call of Duty isn't going to be enough for this one. They may hurt their sales this year, and if it turns out that they do hurt their sales, let this be a learning lesson, a learning lesson, because you can't have COD without single player. Even someone like me that mainly just plays the multiplayer first, you still can't, you still got to have a single player in the game. There's no excuses for that, especially when you're going to charge $60. Now, if you lower the price, now if they do 30 just from MP and 60 for a full game, then that's cool. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense, Sarge. I was just about to say that if they lower the price and make it like $30 for yo Larry, what's good, man? Appreciate you coming through. If they make it $30 for multiplayer only experience or whatever the case may be, that's different. But then you still have to ask yourself, how much are you really willing to spend on a multiplayer only game when you have games like Fortnite out for free? Again, Fortnite is one of the most popular games out. I don't really play Fortnite, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that don't play it as well, but there's even more people that do play it. You have to ask yourself, what is the price tag you're willing to put on a multiplayer only experience? For me, I don't know if I can even answer that question. Honestly, I'm not sure I can answer that. I'd have to think about it. But Call of Duty with no campaign, that's definitely not a good look. That's very anti-gamer to me. And stop, whoever you listening to, you gotta stop listening to these dudes that only push that multiplayer narrative, because multiplayer is not the most important thing when it comes to games. I don't care what anybody says. Multiplayer isn't the most important. Look at for example, look at I'm trying Destiny 1. A lot of people shitted on Destiny 1 so bad. A lot of people shitted on Destiny 1 bad. Destiny 1 had a really, really bad rap because of the shitty story. How bad the story was. Also, it was a grinding and stuff like that. People didn't like that, but a lot of what people didn't like and what a lot of people were judging it off of was the fact that the story wasn't good. The story made no sense. It just wasn't good. Mind you, this was an MMO shooter. Like, it was designed for you to play with friends. But even people playing with friends didn't like the game because the story was so bad. That goes to show how important story and single player aspects of games are when you got games like Destiny 1. And again, Destiny 1, it fixed itself as it released DLCs and it did the Taken King. Well, really, when they did the Taken King that following year, that's kind of when they really started doing better or whatever with the game. And the game really turned around in terms of story and content and stuff like that. But before then, a lot of people was looking at Destiny as a one and done. Destiny was a one and done title for a lot of people, just off the simple fact the story wasn't good. Mind you, there was a lot more to do outside of just the story. You had the strikes, you had the raid, you had you had stuff on the different planets to do, patrols, bounties. There was a lot of different things, and then you also had the Crucible and stuff like that. There was a lot of different things to do on Destiny 1, but a lot of people washed their hands of the game because of how bad the story was. That's crazy. That's crazy. All the other stuff that you could do in Destiny 1 and what people couldn't get past was the story, was the campaign. That's how important the campaign is to a game. Like that's crazy. That is ridiculous. But, again, like I said, Destiny bounced back. And Destiny did its thing. But move on. Again, Call of Duty campaign. I hope this isn't true. I really, really hope this isn't true. If it is, Call of Duty might be worse than EA this year. Activision might be worse than EA this year. They do some stupid shit like that. At least you got some type of story in Battlefield 1 and then Battlefront 2. But yeah, let's move on. So the last thing I want to talk to you guys about. Oh, I want to share my screen for this one. Uh, where is it? Where is it? I'm trying to find it. My fault. On Twitter. I'm trying to find it before I share my screen. So, as you guys know, Xbox, not Xbox, God of War has been getting a lot of good reviews, a lot of praise, a lot of people shouting it out. One of the few people that has been shouting out, and he's known for doing this, is Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer, he shouted out Sony, like, congratulations, really happy that the game's doing well. Usual stuff that they that people tend to do, whatever. But there was a lot of people that were like mad about that, and a lot of people that were like pissed off just for the simple fact that Phil Spencer, they feel that Phil Spencer is he's always congratulating the competition instead of worrying about putting out games. And I'm trying to find a tweet where he congratulated them. If I can find it, where the hell is it? Shit, I can't find it. Hold on, I had it before, but I lost it when I had to do something else. Wow. But anyway, and it got me thinking, because like I said, there was a lot of people that were like in Phil Spencer's mentions talking about, yo, Phil Spencer, when are we getting games like God of War? I know Ryan McCaffrey, he kind of was talking about that in regards to wanting games at the caliber of God of War. But there's a lot of people that were like wondering, when are we getting games like this? I want games like this. I want to see games like this. When are we getting this? I want this. I want that. There was a lot of people asking for that, and it kind of had me thinking, like, yo, Anthony, what's good, man? It had me thinking, like, yo, man, if like, when it comes to, and I've said this before, and a lot of people in just YouTube in general have said this before, but I'm gonna say it again. The loudest people that you see on like social media and stuff like that, and what they asking for isn't really what everyone in the community is asking for. I know a lot of times, when we debating and stuff like that, there's we always talk about, Xbox don't got no games or whatever, or, Xbox dudes only want it's multiplayer. It's not Xbox fans, it's the fanboys that's asking for the multiplayer. But when it comes to the fans, the Xbox fans, a lot of them really do want games like, not even just games like God of War, but a lot of them do want new experiences all around. And those experiences include, multiplayer experiences, single player experiences, whatever the case may be. And it really had me thinking, like, yo, there's more to the community than what a lot of people see, like, what we see firsthand, or what's the first thing that we see when it comes to what people are asking for. You got a lot of people pissed off that Spider-Man is not coming to Xbox, but then you got another demographic of people that's looking at it like, yo, like, let's get a game like Hulk or something like that on our console so that we can get something along those lines of that experience. You got people that are looking at God of War like, damn, God of War looks dope. I want to play. I want something like that for Xbox. You don't have, you got some people that'll say, oh, well, Sony needs to give all their exclusives. Like, how you got those people, oh, Sony needs to make all their exclusives multi-plats and put them on everything, which, makes no fucking sense. But then you got that other demographic of people that are looking at it like, I want these type of games or this caliber of games to be on Xbox, where they want Xbox to create their own type of vision of what a game of this caliber would be for them, which you really can't be mad at that. And I know, this is pretty much a dead horse when it comes to, like, when we talk about, the state of Xbox, or the state of, what they are or aren't getting in terms of games. But when it comes to new experiences, and when it comes to what real gamers are asking for, a lot of real gamers are asking Phil, Major Nelson, all these dudes, they really are asking these guys, where are the games at? the real games? Like, where are the quality, next gen titles? Where's those games? Where's my God of War? Where's my Detroit? Where's my Spider-Man and things like that? Which, it's a good thing to see, and it's definitely something that really I think more people need to be vocal about. And it's not just Xbox. I mean, for whatever company you rep, if if it's a game you want, or if it's a style of game that you're waiting on, if it's something that you're waiting for them to remake or redo or whatever, it's important to let these dudes know, because a lot of the times the loudest ones aren't the ones that have the community's best interests at heart. And I've said this numerous times before. Back in the early generation, back earlier this generation, you had the zealots that were out in full force talking about, we hate Japanese games. If you play Japanese games, they're un-American, and really only big up in multiplayer titles, and not giving indies the respect they deserve. And it was a lot of like really bad rhetoric and ways of thinking being pushed out into the community that really did kind of influence a lot of other people or other YouTubers or other people on social media to kind of think that way. But then you have that other demographic of people that really just are like, yo, I want games. I don't like, I want to play all types of games. Which is good to see, just because in the state of what Xbox is in right now, really hammering down on the developers and hammering down on these execs on what you really want is really important, especially when you're looking at what a lot of the louder, more known people are talking about or asking for, or being very content. That's one thing I've noticed, especially as of late. A lot of Xbox fanboys, I don't want to say fans, because there is a difference, but a lot of the fanboys, I feel, have become content with what they're getting, regardless of what it is. I remember when No Man's Sky came out, you forgot them saying, if you like Jack Crap, you're a weirdo. Oh, nah, yo, Mr. Official, that's facts. That's 100% facts. There was a lot of people that were talking about, especially and me, and I'm gonna use myself as an example. I love Japanese games. I've loved Japanese culture, games, anime, food, whatever. Like I love the Japanese culture a lot, to the point where I want to go to I want to go to Japan. I want to be around that atmosphere and really experience that firsthand. That's something that I'm planning, but and I've been watching shit. I've been watching anime. Shit, I think I've been watching anime since I was like 6 or 7 years old. I started watching anime. One of the first animes I watched was Case Closed. Dragon Ball Z, Case Closed, Fist of the North Star, Akira, shit like that. I've started on those, and graduated to the Naruto's and the Samurai Champloo, Cowboy Bebop, Full Metal Alchemist, Code Geass, all the good animation. I've graduated to those, and then the Naruto's, the Bleaches, and the My Hero Academia's, all of it. I've watched a lot of anime in my life, and is awesome as anime is to me, and it's great that a lot of Japanese games are to me. I remember this very vividly back in like 2014, 2015. There was a lot of dudes on the Xbox side that were preaching that narrative that, if you like Japanese culture, or if you like Japanese games, you're a weirdo and you can't get women and all this weird shit, like you sleep in the basement, and it was like a really bad. It was really bad. One of the worst ones that I heard though was, someone was mad that you like Japanese. They were asking like, why do you like Japanese stuff? Because Japan, they were responsible for Pearl Harbor, all this stupid shit. Like, and I'm like, yo, I can't believe people. I couldn't believe that people were actually thinking like this. Like, that shit blew my mind, because I'm like, yo, are we still talking about video games here? Like, what are we even talking about? What the fuck does Pearl Harbor have to do with anything that has to do with video games? Nothing. What does that have to do with anything? You know, if you like PlayStation, you're un-American. Where does that logic you know, I used to wonder that. Where the fuck does that logic come from? You know, like you have to be a real closed-minded individual to really think like that. You feel me? And there were a lot of people preaching that type of narrative. Albeit not only on YouTube. There, there were a lot of them were preaching that shit fucking in Twitter and Facebook. Like it was all over the place, and it was bad. Like 2 years ago, it was really bad. It calmed down some now. Part of that is because now they're starting to get, now that Phil Spencer's in Japan asking people for games, asking developers, trying to get developers on Xbox and things like that. That narrative kind of shifted a little bit, but the fact of the matter is it was still said, you know, and a lot of these types of people were running rampant within the gaming community, to the point where the stigma in the narrative, but I love PlayStation and pro American. Yo, Goku, that's hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I love PlayStation and I love America as well. Well, I like America. Like love is a strong word, but love joke. But I'm an American, but I love PlayStation. You feel me? That's first off, the two don't correlate. That's the first problem. The two things don't correlate. My love for PlayStation doesn't have anything to do with how patriotic I am towards my country. Like those two things shouldn't even be in the same sentence because you love what you love. You know, my family's Jamaican. But I was born in America. Does that mean that I can't say I love my Jamaican part of my family? No, I love my family. Like I love my family. That doesn't make me any less American. That's stupid, or I like sushi and things of that nature and ramen. Does that mean that I don't like a burger and fries? No. But that doesn't mean that I can't love both. I can love sushi and ramen and also love a slice and a burger and fries. You feel me? Like that's the problem here. People are trying to force a specific ideology on you to fit their agenda, to better, their preference, fit their preference. It's borderline indoctrination to a degree because they're trying to implant in your mind that if you love something that isn't of an American origin, that you aren't a good American or you aren't a good person, which is fucked up, especially in something like games, in something like video games. That level of indoctrination shouldn't even be prevalent within the community, but it is. And it's around to the point where, you have people out here in the community thinking that, multiplayer games is the only thing that matter. If you play Japanese games, you're not a real gamer. If you play indies aren't real games. If you what else? I'm trying to think of some other stupid shit. If you like God of War, you're anti-gamer. Stupid shit like that, man. Like it's just stupid shit. But back to what I was saying, there is still a large portion of Xbox fans within the community that really are speaking speaking up and really trying to let folks know, like, yo, look, man, like we want these single player games, we want these new experiences. These are the things that we want. It sucks that their voice isn't loud enough. I wish it was a little bit louder, but there are people asking for that. And when I seen that, I was like, damn, like there is still people out here that really do just want games. I remember, people were saying that, Xbox doesn't need single player games because they have the best looking multiplats. And I'm just sitting and I'm just like, no matter how much I love PlayStation, if PlayStation isn't providing me with exclusive experiences, what use do I have of it? Especially if you have all the consoles, and if you have a PC for that matter. You kind of have to look at that. you kind of have to look at the Xbox in that same right. Because like, what use do I have of an Xbox that's not providing any new experiences? Like, and any gamer has to ask themselves that. What use do you have of your Xbox? Oh, well, I can play multiplats. You have all the consoles and a PC though. That's, oh well, why won't you buy God of War? Oh well, because it will look better on Xbox, but it's not on Xbox. It's on PlayStation. So why won't you buy the game? It looks good, right? Yeah, it looks good. So why won't you pick it up? Oh well, fuck PlayStation. I don't want to pick it up. So then why do you have a PlayStation? I'm gonna start asking dudes that. I'll start asking dudes like, yo, why do you have a PlayStation if you're not gonna buy anything for it? Yo, when Cuphead came out, I was like, yo, look, I'm buying it on Xbox. It's not coming to PlayStation, so I have to buy it on Xbox. When Sunset Overdrive came out, I bought it on Xbox. It's not coming to PlayStation. It's not. I bought it on Xbox. You feel me? So it's like, why do you? I've talked about this before, but why do you have a console that you're not gonna buy no games for? I don't get it. I really don't get it. I don't know. But again, shout out to the Xbox fans out here, really, really out here, playing these games and really out here asking for new experiences or asking for the best of their company from the best of their company. That's the word that's the wording I'm looking for. Expecting the best from your company, expecting your company to do better. I got you next time, though. Just let me know next time. Again, with PlayStation, when PlayStation is fucking up, I've got no problem letting Sean Lane know that, yo, Sean, listen, bruh. PSX last year, we're gonna need to fix that for this year, bruh. I don't want no repeats from last year's PSX. I can sit here as a PlayStation fan and say PlayStation experience last year was a huge letdown for me. It wasn't what I expected last year. And I've gone to pretty much I've been to every PlayStation experience except for the 2016 one. Hell, me, Mr. Official, and Mrs. Official, we went to the very first PSX together. I'm a vet. I'm a PSX vet. You understand me? I've been there since the beginning. So, I can say I've got no problem saying, hey, look, man, Sean or Shu, next year we're gonna have to ramp it up a little bit, change a few things, because I know I expect better from the company that I like, the company that's providing me games. If I was an Xbox guy, you feel me? I'd be the same way. Like, yo, listen, I need some more. I need some more from you, Phil. Pause. I need some new experiences. But again, a lot of these people are content with what they're getting, which is it's scary as a gamer, and it's even scarier as a consumer. Because it's like, if you're so content with mediocrity, you're never gonna get better. You're never gonna get better things. You're gonna keep looking at these other consoles in envy because you're not getting that, because you're not asking of that from your company of choice of what you like. I don't know, but yeah, that's the life we live, right? Shout out to PlayStation. PlayStation is killing it right now. God of War comes out tomorrow. I'm hyped. I'm excited. I can't wait. Um, that's day one. I mean, I got my stuff coming tomorrow. I'm probably not gonna do no unboxings though. I gotta see how I feel tomorrow. I may do some unboxings. I don't know. Just cause I kind of want to set my shit up and just go. You feel me? I may do unboxings. I don't know. Let me know in the chat, man. Y'all want to see unboxings? Let me know. Let me know. If y'all want to see the unboxings, I'll do them. I'm gonna ask on Twitter too if people want to see the PS4 Pro unboxing and fucking the God of War Stonemason unboxing. If y'all want to see that, let me know. Hit me up on Twitter. Let me know. If not, yo, I'm really just gonna jump into the games. But yo, man, shout out to PlayStation providing me with new experiences on the regular. We had 2 quality exclusives drop this week. Next month is no different with Dragon Crown Pro and Detroit. Then the month after that is Little Witch Academia, which I'm extremely hyped for. But yeah, man, that's really it for When Persona Speaks episode 14. I want to give a big shout out to everybody that came through. Mr. Official, Goku, Choco, Anthony, Sarge, Larry, Chris Cobra, Red came through. Shout out to Miss Red. Yo, RD, appreciate RD coming through, man. Thank everybody for coming through, man. I really do appreciate you guys. It's definitely dope. And to anybody that was just listening and not watching, I mean, I said listening and not watching, listening but not typing in the chat. I really do appreciate you guys as well. Oh man, yo, that's what I wanted to talk. Damn, I wanted to talk about that Xbox E3 leak. Oh shit, We'll talk about it Saturday on Mind of a Gamer. We'll just give our thoughts then. I knew I was forgetting something when I was creating the show outline. I was like, damn it, it's something that I'm forgetting. I'm forgetting something, and it was something that involved Xbox, and I totally forgot. Shit, we'll talk about it Saturday on Mind of a Gamer. But so my shout outs, I want to give a big shout out to Mr. Official VG, man. Make sure you check out his channel. Demigod Reviews, check out his channel. I was about to say Upchuck Gaming. Check out his channel actually right now, because he actually just went live about 30 minutes ago with the Plus on Block podcast. So definitely check that out. Go to his channel, which is in the description. Make sure you check out the Jay Barry show. He does that shit randomly. Normally he does it on Thursdays, but he's kind of random with it now. But the link to this show is in the description as well. Definitely check him out. Also, shout out to Mr. Corleone, man. Check out his channel. Real cool dude, real cool brother. Renan for me, check out her channel as well. She streams a lot of stuff, and she'll more than likely be streaming God of War. So if you guys really want to go watch, I'm sure Red she'll stream that. So make sure you guys subscribe to her channel as well. Shout out to the council, man. Shout out to the council fam. Nothing but love for the council. Shout out to my Mog boys again, man. Mog boys in the building. Shout out to TOA boys. TOA boys out here. Man, that's really all I got, man. Mind of a Gamer is gonna happen Saturday. So Mind of a Gamer, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Start your mornings off right with that Mind of a Gamer. I'm trying to think who I want to come on. I'm gonna think about a guest. I want like a good Xbox guest to come on and talk about this Xbox E3 leak. I gotta think. Either Kid Smooth, shit, maybe even Zaya. We're gonna see, man. I'm gonna see who I could get to come through. A couple of 1 or 2 Xbox guys get to come through, talk about this Xbox news. But yeah, man, if you guys did enjoy the podcast, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Make sure you share out the stream, and tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your cousins, whoever. I'm about to play some Call of Duty, and reminisce about this God of War. Start thinking about this God of War. And yeah, that's really it, man. I hope you guys have a great evening. Be safe, and I will holler at you guys next week. Peace.